Still have a cold. Week 3.
Woo!
Man, I'm telling you. But we're not going to dwell on that, are we?
You don't have COVID, though?
No, I don't have COVID.
That's great.
No. If you go to the Walgreens doc in the box, they check you for that, just in case. But I had already checked myself. Because I didn't want to go to Walgreens with COVID.
Right.
Because then they'd yell at me for coming there with COVID.
Right.
So, this is I'm eating a potato chip. A termite brought me, these are from Canada. They're Kentucky Fried Chicken potato chips, Ruffles.
That's awesome.
I've never heard of that before in my life, but you know what I want to get to Kentucky Fried Chicken for? They have a new chicken pot pie.
What?
I saw a commercial. Yep. It looks delicious. These are really good, though. They kind of taste a little ketchup-y. Mm-hmm. We've got the French frying. Yeah, Canada chips. This is from Stephanie. Or Steven. I can't read it. The writing's too small. Stephanie, I think. Anyway.
It came in the mail.
That came in the mail.
Yeah.
Backstage, I got some beers from Termites.
Where were you?
Linda. I was in Fort Meyers. I was in Fort Pierce, and then I was in Coral Springs, which is on the edge of the Everglades.
Nice.
It was super creepy because there's a Marriott there. It's like one of those Marriotts that they let go, and I'm an ambassador. Mm-hmm. So Marriott, you should take what I say with a little more grains of salt, because this lady's in Marriott's over 200 nights a year. Otherwise, I wouldn't be an ambassador.
Right. It's
like this Marriott got forgotten during COVID, and then they just never went, oh shit, right, what about Coral Springs? Like there's no like food, the bar is kind of open. There's a defunct golf course in the Everglades is eating it back up on its own. What?
TCP, right?
Oh, it was a TCP Heron course. Yeah, it was called TCP Heron. It's just like everybody forgot about it.
Oh.
It was all kids, hockey teams and stuff, which is fine. But it's like you got it. I call it 3 and 4 star camping.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to bring your own stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody's there. Tina brought beer too, which is great. This one, look at the can. It's so cool. Scotty's Bierwerks. That's from Florida. And then I must say I've had this before, but I love it. It's Funky Buddha.
Oh, so
and I
good.
gave a bunch to Aaron Weber. He was Tina was in Fort Myers, and then there's another termite card. I'll have to find it. I put it in my notebook, I think, and I can't find it right now, but it was very funny, whatever those kids wrote.
See any friends down there?
I did see some friends out there. I saw Greg Gumbel, my sports friend.
Yay.
For you people who watch CBS and March Madness, Greg Gumbel, the announcer. And
So
then
cute.
it was an all sports weekend.
Yeah.
Bob Ley
Nice.
from Sports Center. Yeah, him and his wife Barb, they came. And then my parents' friends came.
Fun?
And then this coming week is Tampa and Orlando. Yeah, I was supposed to have Judy Tenuta's brothers and relatives, but he, of all things, got bitten by a spider.
What?
On his toe. It's fine now. He's not going to lose his foot and he's not going to lose his toes.
What?
Yeah, like the venom, like he was joking around, said he's been in Afghanistan, he's been, an electrician, nothing ever got to him. Yeah, so I guess he can't come. Yeah, but there's a comedian's parents coming and my parents. But most importantly, termites, this Tom Brady candle.
Oh, yeah.
I'm blowing it out for
No.
good. For good.
For good?
It's over. I can't take it.
Oh.
That game was so bad.
It was awful.
And whatever you think of the Cowboys, Tom just didn't seem like he cared.
No.
And the coach didn't seem like he cared.
No.
Nobody seemed to care.
No.
And then the Cowboys are just kind of wandering around too, like, hey, this is pretty easy, right? Like They didn't seem to, I don't have faith in the Cowboys to go any further, but they got through it. And if Tom goes to another team, no, he's got to stop this now. You can't be Marcus Allen. You can't be Joe Montana. It's got to stop. So we're blowing this out for good, forever.
Oh, my God.
Yep. I'm throwing it out.
What?
The whole candle.
Oh,
The career's over. It's going to be
so
my
sad.
voodoo thing to make Tom quit and come to his senses.
Come on.
You can't. Ready?
Oh. Oh.
He's gone.
So sad.
Bye, Tom. It was a good ride, Tom.
Oh, my God.
No, I have secret friends who say he might go to the Raiders. What are you doing?
Right.
No. I think they're addicts. I think he's addicted to football. And then he thinks, if I could just get to Devontae Adams out at the Raiders, then yeah, how great would that be?
Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl?
San Francisco, I think, is going to win the Super Bowl.
Really?
And I say that knowing the second team that I think has the capability is the Eagles, but I think Jalen Hurts probably isn't, and they had a bye. I don't like that. I don't like having buys. And why should I know these things? Because if you'll see this trophy right here, it says first place fantasy football, Baby Shoe Madigan.
Nice.
This is where I destroyed the children.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Nobody needs to know except everybody listens to this podcast that everybody in this league besides Joey's 20-something, Xavier's 20-something, the rest of them under 14. Bam!
Boom.
I don't care. You go to your go to your rooms and think about it. I took their cash. I took everything.
How much did you win?
It's $75.
You won $75?
Well, I got my fee back too.
Oh, good.
So it's like 150 total.
Nice.
It's not a lot. It's enough to teach them. It's enough to ferret out the addicts
You get hardware.
and bury the losers.
Did you find an addict in the mix?
I found a few addicts in the mix, actually,
Really?
with the children. Yeah, there's a few, because you can tell, because they're texting me at weird hours, and before they go to school, I can tell the ones before they go to school. Those are the super addicts, because they woke up thinking about it, and then they're like, well, I'll just text Aunt Cat, and then see if maybe she'll trade me. They're looking for trades. They're looking for all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, hey, go put on your uniform. Aren't you supposed to be at school?
The nuns are calling.
Yeah, you're supposed to be in mass. Anyway, all right.
Congratulations. It's a great trophy.
It's wonderful.
That's cool.
It's going to sit right here until football's over. But in the adult league, I did win the loser bracket.
Great.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I got 5th.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Also,
Makes
I'm
you
going to be
some-
tasting this.
Some goals for next year.
This is in honor of my mom.
Yeah.
She likes any kind of craft dressing. Tangy Bacon Catalina.
Wow.
Who still says Catalina?
Kraft, apparently.
I know. I think it's making a comeback.
Really?
Yep. It's like French dress. It's the same as French. I don't even know what the difference is, except Catalina, I think, is supposed to be tangier. I think. I don't know.
You like the tang?
Well, I like all craft dressing because it's full of sugar. That's the only reason. No.
No?
No.
That's not hard, though.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
God. That's like, it's so sweet. It's like jacked up ketchup.
Your mom likes sweet things, though,
Oh
right?
my God. I made another thing of water after that. Oh my God. Oh, sorry, termites.
Well, at least you
No, not usually like this.
at least you can taste it
Yeah.
when you're cold.
I don't care how much cold medicine. You can taste that. If you're ever thinking, dang, I can't taste anything because it's cold, why don't you just take yourself a big old swig of tangy bacon Catalina craft dressing?
Gross.
Oh, who's eating that?
So what episode are we on?
We're on episode 121.
There you go. That's a fun.
Isn't that exciting?
You look
Here's what's
excited.
super exciting.
You look excited.
Well, I hate to bring it up because of Lisa Marie's death, but I just finally got myself booked at the Graceland Soundstage.
Cool.
I'm super excited. Yeah, I've been
That's
trying to
awesome.
get that gig for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Memphis.
Great.
I forget when. February, I think. We just added it. It's
March.
an added show. March 18th?
17th.
Some
St.
17th.
Patrick's Day.
Is it on St. Patrick's Day?
I think so.
Mm-mm.
No?
I never work on St. Patrick's Day.
It's the 18th.
The 18th.
Day
The day after.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Clearly
It's
you
going to be
worked
great,
that
though. But I've been trying to get there forever because I love Memphis.
day. Mhm.
I love Beale Street. I love the music. So sorry about Lisa Marie. So sad.
Yeah.
I know. And those little kids are only 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tragic.
Yeah.
And then but I always think too, why do you live in Woodland Hills? It's probably too inside LA to it's just the suburbs. I do understand it, I guess, if you have kids that need to go to schools and stuff, which I don't have. I never understood why Justin Bieber lived out there. Go live by the beach. Go live in town. What are you doing out there tooling around
He got
in
in a
these
lot of-
neighborhoods?
he got in a
They're
lot of trouble.
nice.
He got
Do
in
not
a
get
lot
me
of-
wrong,
got
but
in a lot of trouble out there.
he did get he was driving too fast. And
Yep.
that's the whole thing, Justin. There's children out there.
Yeah.
The children.
The children are there.
Lisa Marie, that's terrible. But speaking of that, I did book myself in Memphis. It's been years since I've been in Memphis. I mean, I go for fun, but I haven't gone for work in probably 3 or 4 years because they didn't have the last club I worked was like a rock club or something.
In Memphis?
Yeah, in Memphis. It was fine. The people were great,
Yep.
but it just wasn't really for comedy.
No.
But now apparently this Graceland Soundstage thing,
Mhm.
and then I looked at the hotel. It looks awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so very excited about that. And then this week I'll be at Tampa, Orlando, at think those are sold out though. And then added show in Boston. So that's enough plugging. We'll plug that at the end.
St. Pete.
What?
You're in St. Pete.
Well, St. Pete, Tampa.
Very different.
No.
Yes.
Same airport. Speaking of which, flying home this week. Oh.
I saw your tweet.
I have never in my life heard in Florida. I got up like at 4:45 in the morning.
Where were you?
St. Pete, Tampa, whatever you would like to call it.
Well, the airport is Tampa.
The airport is Tampa.
Yeah.
And I went in and got all my stuff and was going to go on Delta through Atlanta to Nashville. And they go, yeah, we had a frost overnight and we don't have any equipment to deal with that. So we're just going to have to wait till the sun comes up.
What?
Yep. I thought I was being punked.
Oh
We all
my
looked
God.
around and I just said out loud, like to no one, well, what time's the sun come up?
Yep.
And some guy next to me was on his phone. He goes, 7:20. I'm like, what?
It's 4:30.
It's 5 o'clock. Right.
Ah!
Yeah. No. Nay. Delta, get a GoFundMe going. Get yourself a de-icer down in Tampa because it's going to happen again this week.
Yeah.
My mom said so.
Really?
My mom keeps track of all of it. She's down there in the midst of it.
Wow.
It's time that you invested. How about a ice scraper from the gas station? Could we do that? Something? All right.
I'm sure they don't need a truck. Just like a little
A sprayer?
handheld sprayer.
Update! Move it on.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Whoa, I did that. Sorry. I don't know how many people. So we all freed Britney.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to wonder if maybe we shouldn't
Oh no.
have. Yeah. I still say I have friends, personal friends that are crazier than Britney, and they are free. So I still think she should get to be free. But I'm starting to think there's a little something to the cray-cray. Okay. There were a lot of videos on this line, online this weekend. Pop icon Britney Spears has been active on Instagram this weekend following an unusual encounter at a restaurant in Los Angeles. While the individual actions seem just slightly peculiar, when looked at in total, it has led to some terms like manic and bizarre.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's got this new husband, this Sam guy, Ashagiri. They went out to eat, again, Woodland Hills. These people are all living out in Woodland Hills. There's nothing wrong with Woodland Hills.
Right.
It's like when, because I do a theater out there. What do they call it? Thousand Oaks. And I always make fun of it because I can't count 1,000 Oaks. There's not 1,000 Oaks out there. They're gone. If there were, they're gone. But there's all I ever see out there is mattress stores. I'm like, is all you people do sleep out here? How often do you all need a new mattress? That there's a mattress store in every single strip mall. But, I mean, it's very nice.
No.
It just seems very, I don't say sedate.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Fine, if you're into that. And I guess she does have kids, so maybe for the children. They went out to eat at some place called Joey. And then some writer took liberty to say, where the katsu chicken peanut salad lives for $24.
Whoa. Smack.
Well, maybe it's a really good chicken peanut salad. It's not 54.
Right.
I mean, 24.
Try Beverly Hills.
Right, how big's a salad? Maybe it's enough for lunch and dinner. Fellow diners quickly recognized the couple and soon whipped out their phones so they could have evidence that Britney Spears is indeed a human being that requires sustenance in the form of food and drink. Now, the video I saw, I don't know where I saw it, Instagram, whatever. They're like at the middle table.
What?
Like, call ahead
Right.
and just say, hey,
Joey,
it's
okay,
me,
wait.
Cray Cray Brit. And I was just wondering if you have a table like off in the corner. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. Just, subtle.
Right.
No, they're right. This apparently annoyed Britney, and witnesses reported she became manic, yelling, and talking gibberish.
Whoa. Like in tongue.
It was emphasized that she was speaking not another language, just unrecognizable speech. Then the husband got upset and quit the scene.
Oh.
She sat at the table alone for approximately 2 minutes before she and a bodyguard left too. In this video, you can kind of sort of make out her speaking in tongues, but how can you hear anything? All of the noise. And then this person wrote, are all of Joey's restaurants such a racket? I've never even heard of it. How is dining in such an environment relaxing? I don't think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a fun night out in Woodland Hills. Joey's?
Woodland Hills.
She put the menu up to cover her face. But then she made a lot of crazy. On Saturday, and seemed like in response, she uploaded an illustration of a woman at a cafe under the declaration, "They told me I couldn't. That's why I did it." Again, I did it. Again.
It's nice.
It's fine. It seems fine.
Yeah, it's pretty. Big boots.
And then she put some videos up where she's flipping off the camera on Instagram.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Corporate offices are in Vancouver.
Oh, is it a Canadian chain? Joey's? Is it supposed to be Joey's like a kangaroo?
Joey.
Or Joey like a person?
Joey, the man.
Is he the man?
Oh, my God, there's a zillion.
I'm just saying, what part of Leave Britney Alone did we all understand?
Right.
You don't need to get out your phone and start taking movies of her.
I mean, Joey.
But also, she could find a more subtle table.
Right.
We could all work together on this so that Britney can go to Joey's on a
It's like an upscale keg.
upscale, like the Keg in Canada, that restaurant. I love the Keg.
They're all over Canada, and there's one in Texas.
Oh, you know what? By the way, I didn't even do my Queen news.
Nope.
I'm telling you, I'm still taking cold medicine. I'm still not right. Dolly is doing a rock album. She confirmed on The View. Stevie's on it.
Ah!
And Cher. Where's Cher Buckles? Over here. Cher.
Buckles over there.
Cher Buckles is over there.
Nice.
Yeah. That's my only Queen news. And before I do my next update.
Queen news.
Huh?
That's big Queen news.
It's been very big Queen. Apparently she was on The View. I don't know. I don't even know when The View is on. It's too early.
You've been on it.
Yes, I've been on The View quite a few times. One time I had to do stand-up on The View because each person got to pick their favorite comedian.
Yep.
Whoopi picked Earthquake, who I love, and Joy picked me. And me and Earthquake got there. I guess I didn't realize it was going to be like 8 a.m. And I'm like, what? No. I'm supposed to do my act?
Yeah.
What? Like now?
Right.
And and Earthquake, he was so tired too. He's like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever agreed to. I go, yeah, me too. But the crowd was great.
Great.
They were all fired. They must have been there since 5. I mean, these people were jacked up. These ladies were fired up. Also, Dolly, if you go online, she has new products with Duncan Hines. It's cornbread and biscuit stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not a baker, but if you were, you can go online and do that. Then what are we watching? Because I forgot to say this last week. I know. I'm buzzing around. Whee! I know, and I'm not even buzzing on my cold medicine.
Squirrel.
No, I did get some prednisone for the cold, but I haven't taken that today. But boy, when you do, it's wonderful.
I bet you have.
My mom's like, oh, wait till you go golfing on steroids. Boy, I could play 37 holes.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like 37. That's a weird number. So I finished George and Tammy. Lewis finished it.
Oh no.
And Lewis goes, that was the saddest thing you've ever made me watch.
It was sad.
Well, right. It's George Jones and Tammy Wynette. We know how the story ends. I go, Lewis.
It's still sad.
You know they're both dead. I mean, this isn't like something I'm hiding, like I'm a spoiler alert.
Right.
George Jones, Tammy's been dead forever, and George has been dead for quite some time.
Yes.
I mean, what do you think was going to happen?
Well, it's just so heartbreaking. The love story.
Yeah, the love story's heartbreaking. And then he finally gets his shit together, and then she can't get her shit together. And then when she says, he says, baby, I can get you off that stuff. Come on, let's get you some help. She said, look at me, George. It's too late.
I know.
Oh!
Awful.
Oh, it's a heartbreaker. Those people should get Emmys. Everybody in that show did a great job.
Yeah.
Whoever they are. Jessica is somebody, and that Michael's somebody, and all of
Chastain.
them. Also, I don't know if I've said it on here.
Jessica's somebody.
Yeah. What's her name? Chastain?
Jessica Chastain.
Okay, that lady.
Yeah.
She did a wonderful job. Also, if you haven't seen, it doesn't even matter if you like the band. I happen to really like the band, but if you don't, it's just a great story. If I Leave Here Tomorrow, the Leonard Skinner documentary on Netflix.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm such a Midwest idiot sometimes. I guess I thought because of the Home Sweet Home Alabama, I thought they were from Alabama. They're not. They're from Jacksonville, Florida.
Right.
All of them.
Yep.
And I'm like, look at me my whole life thinking they're from Alabama. Yeah, I had them pegged for it and everything. It's just a fascinating, That's what I think's wrong with music anymore. I hate to say it, but we don't have any feral people. That's why I don't like country as much as I used to like it. Those people were feral.
There's a few feral ones.
Not really. I mean feral. I mean like your parents didn't know where you were after age 11.
True.
And like the Leonard Skinner, they're 17 out in the woods.
Because it's illegal now.
It's not illegal when you're 17 or 18. Your parents don't need to know where you're at.
When you're 11.
I just need more feral people to create better art. That's what I'm saying. Do I have to sacrifice their mental health and well-being? Yes, I do.
All right. No
I need more people, the feral ones, the Jerry Lee Lewises, the Johnny Cashes, those kind of, and the Leonard Skinner guys. They were all feral. Nobody knew shit. Anyway, that's great. And now, for you people who are super weird, there's a show called Hunters. Now, I watched it before COVID. Al Pacino plays.
On Amazon.
It's supposed to be a group of people that are hunting Nazis that are still alive in current day, maybe 20 years ago. But
and they're all Jewish.
And they're
like the Messiah.
Supposed to all be Jewish. You'll have to wait and see if they are. Al Pacino, I just think is wonderful. But I know sometimes he kind of plays the same guy in his older age, but who cares? It's awesome. And he's the main star.
Yeah.
But there's other great people in it. And now season 2 is out.
Oh, cool.
And I believe it's on Amazon Prime.
It is.
Yes. So a lot of that, because Lou needed stuff to watch, so I went digging. And I watched another 1923 with Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford. And I love the part about the American West, but I can't get on board with this Africa part. It doesn't jive. It doesn't go together.
No.
I'm hoping that part's over.
Right.
And then we just stop all that.
He's got to come home to defend the ranch.
He's got to come home.
Yep. Defend the ranch.
Yep. Okay. Speaking of things we're watching, and this is an update. Follow along. I don't even think I talked about this much because I kind of gave up in my mind. They're on. I think it's on Netflix. One of those. It's called Vatican Girl.
Okay.
And it's about a girl. This is 40 years ago. That went missing. She lived within Vatican City.
Netflix.
Not within the Vatican, but within Vatican City is an area that encompasses around the Vatican as well. And most of the people that live within Vatican City work at the Vatican. And her parents worked at the Vatican. Emanuela Orlandi.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
So I watched it. It was a treadmill show. There's like 4 episodes, maybe more. I don't know. But by the end, I'll just do a spoiler alert to save people time if this will frustrate you.
Okay.
Because it frustrated the shit out of me. We still don't have any idea what happened to the girl.
What?
Yes, hours into it. And there's like many people they interviewed. And these are all Italians from Italy. You can tell they kind of want to act like they know a lot.
Yep.
But yet no one's saying anything. It was a lot of speculation. Well, I might know something about that.
Stop it.
Yes. And it was almost like they wanted to be on camera or they wanted attention. Or I know a guy who knows a guy and I know a lady who knows a lady. It just became like ridiculous. I'm like, you guys were supposed to sift through this shit before you made it a show.
Right.
This is preliminary research. You're going to sit down and interview Hoopty-Ha, and he's full of shit. You can tell half of them. You're like, oh, come on. Right, edit. Who killed the girl? Where'd the girl go? Is the girl alive?
Right.
I don't think she's alive. Well, so at one point, somebody said, there were all these theories, and I'm going to read this because it's an update, that somebody within the Vatican kept her as a sex slave and then had her killed and had her buried. There's all kinds of... Well, there's a Vatican cemetery that's humongous. They actually dug under her grave, a 2-plot deal, thinking they had the key to where the girl was. Nope. Both plots were empty.
Wow.
Yeah. So, in an update, the Vatican is reopening the 40-year-old cold case of schoolgirl Emanuela Orlandi, who vanished in 1983, sparking the mystery that inspired the Netflix documentary.
Oh my God.
She was 15 years old. There's so many theories. This is the other thing. There were 20 million theories. There's so much bullshit going on in Italy you could tie it to any of the. Here's just a few of the theories.
Okay.
She was the daughter of a Vatican employee and disappeared on her way home and she was on her way to a music lesson. There have been suspicions that the Vatican knows more about what happened, but they have kept silent. I do too, because I did not like it that the Pope came out and said she's at rest now.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
And
How do you know that? Right. That wasn't good. I didn't like that. And it was the old Pope.
Well, and
Francis.
And at rest.
Not Francis. It was John Paul II.
Right.
Not Benedict. Some say it was an attempt to blackmail the Vatican to release Mehmet Ali Agasa, a Turk jailed in 1981 for trying to kill Pope John Paul II.
Okay.
Another theory, put forth in 2012 by an exorcist, says she was kidnapped by a member of the Vatican police to be used as a sex slave and then later murdered. Others said there's a connection to the grave of Enrico de Pedius, a mobster buried in Rome in a Rome basilica, who was a boss inside the Maglini band criminal organization. Investigators looked into the possibility that she'd been kidnapped by members of the Maglini band in an attempt to recover money lost by a crime group when the Banco Ambrosiano, a Vatican-linked bank, collapsed. Okay.
Wow.
Right. These are just a few that are thrown out. And then you get so confused watching the documentary. I'm like, wait, what? Who? Mm-hmm. What? These theories, and they all blame each other.
Right.
Everybody's like, oh, I know, Jody did it. Right. Yeah, I know, Sam did it. Mm-hmm. I know. It goes on and on and on. Anyway, the Vatican's going to reopen this, which I find extremely strange, maybe because of the show. The show was put out in October. I don't think I saw it till like last month. 3 weeks ago, a senator in the Italian parliament called for a commission to investigate the disappearance. The reopening is thought to be linked to his request. Senator Carlo Candela said the aim of the commission would be to pressure the Vatican to finally turn over once everything it knew about Orlandi's disappearance to Italian law enforcement authorities, saying its long-standing official claim of ignorance was, quote, hardly credible.
Wow.
I'll keep you termites updated.
Okay.
Her brother is still alive. Her parents are long dead. I think her sister's dead. But her brother's alive. So it would matter to him.
Keep fighting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Keep fight the good fight. Holy shit! She found it.
Oh.
Not they found it. She found it.
She found it.
Who? A 9-year-old.
What?
That is not named Kathleen Madigan. Amateur fossil hunter dreams of finding the ancient and the rare. One little girl spoke it into existence. Wow. Molly Sampson, 9 years old, was on a Christmas Day visit to Calvert Beach in Maryland and told her mother she was looking for a Meg, M-E-G, as in Megalodon tooth.
Whoa!
Wading in knee-deep waters, that's exactly what she found. A tooth belonging to the now extinct Megalodon shark species. A local marine museum's curator called it a once-in-a-lifetime kind of find. The Megalodon, ancient Greek for big tooth, lived in seas worldwide until it died out 3.5 million years ago, growing to 66 foot long. Imagine that. The biggest sharks we consider right now are like 20. That's the one in Jaws. That was supposed to be a 20-footer. So 3 of that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was not only the biggest, but one of the largest fish ever to exist. It's as big as her hand. She's a cutie pie too, a little cute kid. She said her kid was totally excited. She was wading in knee-deep water when she saw it and dove in to get it. She said she got her arms all wet, but it was so worth it. Her and her husband have hunted fossils in the area since she was a child, and she's found over 400 smaller teeth in her own right, but never one this big. She always wanted to find a Megalodon tooth, but for whatever reason, she spoke it into existence Christmas morning.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas morning.
Yeah. How about that?
Cool.
Yeah, see? They're out there every time I'm anywhere near the water. I'm down there looking. Nothing.
Rummaging around.
Holy shit, they found it. They found it. This is super cool.
Okay.
Paging Percy Jackson. Years of history hid a temple in the Peloponnese region of southern Greece. Archaeologists are now excavating and studying it, and it may not just be any old ancient shrine. It may be the lost Temple of Poseidon.
Whoa!
The mythical god of the sea.
Cool.
I know. Greek historian and geographer Strabo, who lived 2,000 years ago, wrote of a notable shrine to Poseidon in the area where researchers found the temple. In a statement on Wednesday, somebody in Germany said, a team of researchers unearthed the remains of an early temple-like structure that was located within the Poseidon sanctuary site and was quite possibly dedicated to the deity himself.
Cool.
He was the god of what? Tsunamis.
Tsunamis?
Yes.
I knew the sea.
Yeah. The structure is located in a coastal area that was once home to an ancient settlement. Scientists have been studying its history of sea level and coastal changes, uncovering a tale of tsunami events over a large span of time. Traces of the structure came to light in 2021. Evacuation work turned up the hidden temple. The location of this uncovered sacred site matches the details provided by Strabo in his writings 2,000 years ago. Mm-hmm. We'll have to say soon to see what else comes to light as they continue to work on the site.
Cool.
How great is that?
Yes, great.
Worth a trip to Greece, people. Get on over there. I've never been.
Poseidon and feta.
I would like to go to Greece once.
So pretty.
But then I have to give up Ireland, and I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can.
Are you going this year?
Probably.
Really?
Yeah, I just called over there and talked to someone who was absolutely lovely. Lovely. I spoke to her this morning about golf.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool.
I don't know. I'll have to see. News, we're moving on.
Okay.
A lot of people wanted to focus on Lisa Marie, and I understand that. It's very sad.
Mm-hmm.
But guess who got the shaft because he died basically the same day?
Who?
Robbie Knievel.
What? What?
Evil's son.
Come on.
Evel Knievel's son, Robbie.
Died of what?
Sad. He's only 60. Yeah, pancreatic cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, wasn't jumping nothing or nothing. Wasn't like that. His daredevil days had winded down.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna
Wound
say
down, winded. He was in hospice for about 4 days. He knew he was too sick. He knew he was sick for probably 6 months. Robbie Knievel began motorcycle stunts in his teens. See, we don't have daredevils anymore because those kids on that show Jackass took that over.
Yeah.
The MTV crowd, and then, you know.
I never thought that.
Well, and you've got kids just on Instagram and whatever doing crazy shit, so you don't have to wait.
You got the X Games children.
The X Games.
Yeah.
We had to wait like twice a year for an Evel Knievel special to come on a Sunday night, and they would pump it up for months. Like, he's going to jump the Snake River, and Evil's going to do this and that. And, I mean, I would be jacked up all day.
Oh, yeah.
I had his trash can. I had all kinds of Evel Knievel shit. I just thought he was wonderful. And then, but by the time Evil died, like, his son took over, but daredevils weren't really a thing as much.
And nobody told him.
No. Robbie began motorcycle stunts in his teens and went on to do death-defying jumps over the fountains at Caesar's Palace. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
And the aircraft on the deck of the USS Intrepid. He performed more than 300 jumps and set 20 world records during his career.
Cool.
I wonder if anybody's taken over. I wonder if he has a son. If you've ever been to one of his jumps, they were really dangerous. And they were, because him and his dad would crash all the time. That's where you were like, okay, you could say whatever, but I give them credit. They're actually doing this. Like, to the point where they could have killed themselves numerous times. They broke every bone in their body. You can't capture the emotional feeling of the danger that you see on TV. As for Robbie, he took pride in what he did despite the dangers. I'm very proud of the fact that my dad much created his own entertainment sport, whatever you want to call it, he told Larry King in 1989. Same time, his father had said he was proud of his son's stunt work. He tried to make Robbie a promise that he would not allow him same career path out of concern for his safety. He had a strained relationship with his father. Well, your dad's named Evil.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's hard to love that.
Yeah, probably not the friendliest person.
Nope.
He said they had ultimately grew closer as his stunt career began to flourish. Of the 4 kids, he disciplined me the most since I was the rebel. He wrote, I guess. I was the one constantly challenging him and emulating him. So there's a little cheers to Robbie Knievel. I'll have to Google if he has any kids. Google it. See if Robbie's got kids. Yeah, we'll put it in the notes.
Does Robbie Knievel?
Robbie Knievel have children? Speaking of famous people, does he have any kids? More daredevils?
Yep.
Oh.
2 daughters named Kristen and Carmen.
Kristen and Carmen, daughters?
Both spelled with a K.
With a K? Are they daredevils?
Nope.
No.
No. She's a recruitment specialist.
Moving on to some celebrity news, taking a hard-ass stance. Guess who's taking the hard-ass stance?
On what?
Children.
On children?
Marie Osmond. Yep. She says her kids aren't going to get a nickel of her money.
Wow.
I like it.
Me too.
I like it. Marie
Yeah.
wants her 7 kids to make their own fortunes. The country singer believes that believes individuals who are simply handed money often end up lacking drive and ambition, and she wants her children to discover their own interest on the road to forge meaningful careers.
There you go.
Well done, Marie.
Uh-huh.
If you're one of those kids, though, you're like, seriously? I think I would. I don't know what it'd be like. Marie's got a shit ton of money. I might give them like a little tiny starter house.
Yeah.
And then I'd feel like, okay, you always have somewhere to live.
And a shitty car.
And a shitty car. Yes. My car. They can have my car. As a result, she said she doesn't plan to leave her kids an inheritance. Why would you enable your child to not try to be something? I don't know anybody who becomes anything if they're just handed the money. True. To me, the greatest gift you can give your child is a passion to search out who they are inside and to work. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've done so many things from designing dolls, and I love trying, and I want...
Did you just say designing dolls?
Yeah, she designs dolls.
Come on.
I don't know about
that. Sounds very Mormon.
She said, inheritances breed laziness and entitlement.
Oh.
Noting that she plans to spend the money she's made with her husband, whom she married twice. They're going to spend it.
Wait, what?
She's going to spend the money.
No. She married a man twice?
Yeah, same guy.
What?
Yeah. She married him, then they got divorced, and then they got remarried. It happens, Paddles.
She's a Mormon.
She is a Mormon, but I think she's a little off track on all that. I'm not sure. I mean, I think the Mormon religion would take her because she's very spiritual on Instagram.
Because if she doesn't give that money to the kids, they're getting it.
I met her and Donnie because my friend George Wallace, the comedian, he used to have the show at
Harris.
No, it wasn't Harris. It was the Hilton, the Flamingo Hilton. He had the show before or after there. They were like 8 o'clock, he was 10 o'clock, or vice versa, I don't remember. And I said to George one night, hey, I want to go see Donnie and Marie. I've never seen their whole show. And he's like, well, you're not going without me. So then we went, he knows them because he would see them every night. And we went backstage, and Marie was just a bucket of fun. And Donnie came over, and he's like, so did you want an autograph or a picture? I'm like, no. And then I thought I probably should have said, yeah. I mean, he offered, but I also didn't want to bother him.
Right.
But she was just a bucket of fun. And her at the show, immensely talented. He thinks he is.
Right.
And he's so serious. I'm like, dude, you can't sing Soldier of Love and be serious. No. I'm addicted to, I'm a soldier of love. Like, he really takes himself. But together, it was a great show.
Yep.
And they're both probably 65. They've been on stage since they were 5. So that's 60 times 2. 120 years of being on stage. They know. She sang opera. It was amazing. My friend Chuck was with me, too. It was me, him, and George. And Chuck kept going, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on?
Totally.
What is that lip syncing? I go, no, she's actually singing that.
Wow.
It was from Madame Butterfly.
She's amazing.
And they only know that because it was in the brochure. There's other people too, though.
Hey,
Warren Buffett.
We should make her a queen.
Marie.
You think Marie could be a queen?
We can make Marie a queen. Somebody sent me on Twitter, thankfully, a place where you can take a picture and send it to a place and they'll make a cutter. I just haven't had time.
Okay.
I'm going to do Anita.
Okay.
And we'll make a Marie one too.
Great.
Kirk Douglas also said he's not giving his money to any of his kids. He's dead now. He had $61 million.
What?
But Michael Douglas doesn't need it.
No.
Hello.
No.
Sting, he's worth $300 million. Nay. Told his kids they're not getting shit.
Wow.
Yeah. I would start hoarding all of his CDs. Every day I'd go, hey, could you sign this?
Just for a friend.
Hey, Dad, could you sign this? No, don't put a name. Just sign it. Thanks.
Wow.
And Warren Buffett, the 99% of his wealth's going to charitable causes.
Wow.
Yep. But even if you got 1% of Warren's wealth, you're fine.
Yeah.
Just the house in Omaha. I'll take that. Thanks, Warren.
Shoo, buddy.
Yeah. Actually, though, I wouldn't want it.
No?
I drove by it. I posted pictures on videos on Instagram. It's fine. It's in a very normal neighborhood in Omaha, Nebraska. Mm-hmm. I can't believe you can rock ride up to it in a car. And you can on all sides. Really? I mean, I'm sure there's weird security I don't see, but it doesn't seem like that. It just looks like a house that, like, old people live in and they haven't done anything into it in a while. Huh. You know, where a house just gets sleepy.
Maybe that doesn't bother him.
I don't think it bothers him. I think all the movies I've seen, and I say this with relatives also on the spectrum. I think he's on a spectrum, and he focuses on
The market.
he likes numbers.
Yeah.
I don't think he gives a flying shit at what the curtains look like.
No.
I don't think he could even tell you.
No.
Hey man, do you have curtains?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably. Yeah. All right. Moving on. My friend Bobby sent me this. This is kind of fascinating. We're gonna take our time with this story.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of history, and little did I know. And if this, if this stuff bores you, fast forward to
How do
this
you
part.
spell Bobby?
Well, that's the funny thing, because my friend Bob, he knows that I did not like being called Kathy. Nothing against the name Kathy. It's just in my grade school there were like 100, and I was only ever called Kathleen or Kat. So when people would say Kathy, I wouldn't answer, and then I'd be in trouble. So I don't know. Somebody a long time ago wrote Kathy, Kathie, and then so he started mocking that in type when he would text me. So then I started mocking him back, and I would write Bobby, Bobbiey, or any fucked up way you could spell it. So anyway, my friend Bobby sent me this 411 information. It's going out of business.
What?
Now think about it though. When was the last time anybody called 411?
No.
No.
Google's the new 411.
You don't, yeah.
Yeah.
Starting in January, AT&T customers with digital landlines won't be able to dial 411 or 0 to reach an operator to get directory assistance.
Landline. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Somehow my mom and dad still have one. And it's
Really?
still the same number since, like, when they retired and moved to the Ozarks for full time.
When you go to their house, you have to try it. See what happens.
I will. I'll
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I'm going tomorrow. I'll try.
Oh, yeah.
AT&T in 2021 ended operator services for wireless callers, although customers with home phone landlines can still access operators with directory help. Verizon, T-Mobile, and other major carriers still offer these services for a fee. You got to pay?
Pay to talk. What?
Yeah.
Huh.
On a notice on AT&T's website, the company directs customers to find addresses and phone numbers on Google or online directories. Yeah, right.
Call your grandkid.
But a century ago, the operator functioned as Google. Everyone knew it as information. The operator was the internet before the internet. There was a wonderful circularity there. Some guy wrote a whole book on this. I mean, oh, Jesus. How bored are you to write a whole book on this? I mean, I'll read a paragraph or two, but operator services were a selling point to customers during the late 1800s and early 1900s. Wow. The operator was the essential link in the dominant Bell system owned by American Telephone and Telegraph. Oh, I didn't know that's what AT&T stood for.
Huh.
American Telephone and Telegraph
I like
Communications. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
You know what else nobody knows it stands for? TMZ, you know, the website? 3 Mile Zone.
Oh.
That's what that stands for. And they mean Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The operator became the early face of telephone, a human behind an emerging and complex technology. The job came to be occupied by mostly single, middle-class white women known as, quote, hello girls. What? I gotta ask my mom and dad.
Hello girls.
The Bell system, known as Ma Bell, advertised its mostly female ranks of operators as attentive, the voice with a smile to attract and maintain customers. Well into the 20th century, AT&T offered weather, bus schedules, sports scores. I can't even imagine calling the operator and go, did the Cardinals win?
Right.
What was the score?
Yep.
Thanks.
Tell me.
Election results and other, you could get all kinds of shit.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wow. Election results.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
See, what's on Google?
Companies rejected black and ethnic workers with accents, and the policies barred female operators from being married.
Come on.
Wow. By 1900, more than 80% of the operators were white, single, U.S.-born women. Jobs were frenetic and repetitive.
Wow.
Workers had to scan thousands of jacks, always keeping an eye open for lights indicating new calls and ones that ended. Whenever you see those old things of those, I think, no. I'd lose my shit. I would be into it for about half an hour, and then I'd go, oh, I get it. This never ends. No.
I can't do it.
Many of Bell's independent telephone rivals began using girl-less automated switchboards in the first decade of the 20th century, but Bell's system was committed to human operators. Automation could not provide the same level of personal service. She's one of 250,000 girls who help give you good service day and night, 7 days a week. She's your telephone operator.
Whoa.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Then they changed it to Then in 1920, fewer than 5% of bell exchanges had automated switchboards. But a decade later, more than 30% were automated. Yeah. And then it kept growing, and then zero, so that's it. No more operator. In 1984, there were still 220,000 telephone operators. A decade later, there were 165,000. By 2004, the dawn of the smartphone, 56,000 people were still telephone operators. In 2004.
Wow.
Right. Just that old song. Won't make sense to children. Operator, can you help me place this call? Who knew? I wonder if there's any left. If there were 56,000 in 2004.
Do any termites know a telephone operator?
Is any termite a telephone operator?
Right.
Do you know any? Speaking of making women be sexy for no reason, like the operator people just did right there. This is so embarrassing, and it made national news. In Missouri, the House is Republican dominated. Now, I'm not doing politics here. That's the sad part. This has absolutely nothing to do with politics. They've tightened the dress code for women. This is the first thing the House decided to vote on
in January.
Starting a brand new year. Let's get off to the right start, shall we? Let's get these women in line. God damn it. Missouri House of Representatives kicked off its new session by tightening its dress code, but only for female lawmakers, much to the dismay of Democrats who slammed the measure during the floor debate and on social media.
Oh, wow.
Lawmakers met on Wednesday to debate changes to the House rules, as is customary at the start of a new General Assembly every 2 years. And while the day's decisions would go on to cover rules around issues like committee businesses and public hearings, they also had a heated conversation about workplace wardrobes. The House existing dress code defined proper attire for women as, ready for The Handmaid's Tale?
Yep.
Dresses or skirts or slacks worn with a blazer or a sweater.
Who says slacks anymore?
Slacks. I know. I mean,
right.
That my dad.
Iron your pleats.
That's, yeah. You have to wear it with a blazer or a sweater and appropriate dress shoes.
Come on.
These are their words. Or boots. First of all, you can't have bare arms. I am so sick of men in general, especially like in the countries where they make the women wear the whole deal.
Right.
You know, you got to cover up.
Yeah.
Why don't you learn how to control yourself? You got what kind of batshit crazy guy sees my arm and goes, "Well, I'm so distracted by sex. It's my arm." I mean, it's not like I came in a bikini, which probably wouldn't make it. You just think of skin cancer. You'd be like, "Oh my God, that lady's so white. Why is there a Band-Aid across her back? Did she have a surgery? Was that a squamous cell or a basal cell?" But I mean, you can't concentrate on your work if you see an arm. I mean, bullshit. Like sometimes you just want to wear a sleeveless dress, especially in the summer. But so can a guy wear a sleeveless? Can a guy wear a short sleeve shirt? Because I can now see 3/4 of his arm, and that might just, so distracted.
Yeah, you're not gonna get anything done.
Nope.
Nope.
It had rules about men's clothing, but no one sought to update that.
Huh.
Yep.
Are they wearing slacks?
You have to wear a blazer. You have to wear jackets defined as both blazers and, quote, knit blazers. I mean, this is worse than a Catholic school. Catholic school were 2 rules. It had to be, your skirt couldn't be more than like 3 inches above your knee. 2 inches above your knee.
Yep.
Or your jumper or whatever. That was about it. It's essential to maintain a formal and professional atmosphere. Democrats were quick to push back, deriding the proposal as sexist, impractical, and even hypocritical. Yes, the caucus that lost their mind over the suggestion that they should wear masks during a pandemic to respect the safety of others is now spending its time focusing on the fine details of what women have to wear, especially how to cover their arms to show respect. Here's my other question. How do we decide what's an appropriate, quote, dress shoe?
Right.
Especially you want to get into men's shoes now, which turn on ESPN where they run the gamut of these things that are,
shoes?
yeah, which I don't care. I don't understand why anyone would care. Several said Republicans shouldn't be making women's decisions for them, especially while other more important matters were at hand. Yeah. They did it, though.
Right.
Yeah. She's telling me I can't wear a crispy, good St. John sweater if it has too many buttons, this one lady said. I spent $1,200 on a suit, and I can't wear it at people's house because someone who doesn't have the range tells me it's inappropriate. That's why we're not elected.
Whoa.
How much are you making that you can afford St. John's?
Exactly.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Let's look into that. Oh, God. I just cannot believe that this is what we're fighting about. I don't think you should have all these rules. If somebody comes in dressed like a lunatic, so what? It makes the day more interesting.
Right.
Yeah, but that's what we're doing. Just another thing to the Handmaid's thing.
Unbelievable.
And in the summertime, what is wrong with a sleeveless dress? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Yeah, some bridesmaids
Especially
dress.
in Missouri. It's hot.
It's hotter than shit in the summer. Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Gotta run for office.
Big news for Tennessee.
Kathy.
Just for Tennessee. Kathy Madigan.
Come on.
In-N-Out Burger.
Yep.
It's coming to Tennessee.
Boom! Yeah!
First state that is this far east. It's doubling down on its growing business, announcing it would open new locations in Tennessee, the farthest east the company's ever gone. The California-based food chain, where you can order your burger animal style off the company's not-so-secret menu, said Tuesday it would open new restaurants in Tennessee as well as an Eastern Territory office in Franklin, just south of Nashville. Could we also state for the record that Franklin is not, quote, just south of Nashville?
No.
With traffic, it is a haul and a half.
Yep.
It's not even Nashville anymore.
45 minutes.
It's 45 minutes. Yeah,
Yep.
it is not. Yeah, there's a lot of people that move to Nashville and say they live in Nashville. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's a family-made run. Now, here's the thing. Being from the Midwest, I never had In-N-Out Burger until I went to California.
They're good.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't like the secret sauce. Every time they say secret sauce, it's just Thousand Island. Let's stop kidding ourselves and don't put Thousand Island on my hamburger. Thank you.
Sauce.
They're expected to invest $125 million in Tennessee and create 277 new jobs in Williamson County.
Wow.
Yep.
Great.
They began in 1948. They're still run by the same family. They have 385 locations across the state of California, as well as Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Texas, Oregon, and Colorado. It won't happen until 2026.
Oh.
It's going to be a hot minute. Yeah. But it's fine. I mean, I like it. It's like Whataburger, though. I like it, but I still think Steak and Shake's the best. But it takes too long in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
And Steak and Shakes are closing, which is sad times. Because it's fun to take the kids in Steak and Shake.
I like In-N-Out.
They like their ice cream and all that. In-N-Out's great without the sauce.
Yep.
If you're a Thousand Island person, then good on you. Good luck. Love it.
I like the White Castle.
All right. I love White Castle, but I don't really count that as a hamburger.
What?
That's
what
more.
do you count
I
it
count
as?
that as a special treat.
Oh, a special treat?
Well, because sometimes I just have one. That's not a whole hamburger.
Oh.
It's not like saying I got a burger from Wendy's. Burgers are great.
Right.
Haven't had Burger King in a long time, and that commercial that they're playing during football will make me never. Because it's like they had a contest and said, "Who's the most annoying motherfucker in the room? Let's hire that guy." Oh my God, I want to kill myself every time that commercial comes on. Have it your way. It's like he's mocking the whole thing. Guess what I talk to my mom about every day now?
What?
The price of eggs. She's
It's
so mad.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, Mom, I use egg beaters, and the price hasn't really changed on those.
Yeah.
So this is kind of your problem. I listen. But I did think, why? Because she was saying she spent. First, I have to talk to my dad about the price of gas, and then the phone changes, and she picks up. We talk about milk and eggs.
Oh.
That's their barometer of how the world's going.
Great.
At
least you're not at the gas.
Egg prices I think she paid $6.49 for a dozen eggs.
Yeah, it's expensive.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy. The wholesale price of a dozen eggs has more than quadrupled year over year, and some experts warn the prices are unlikely to decrease anytime soon. Why? Avian flu outbreak.
Oh.
Oh, the chickens are dying.
I didn't know that.
It's terrible. Yeah. They peaked out during the holiday season, but yet what's weird is if you go to a Marriott or whatever, go eat breakfast, Waffle House, So far, the menu prices haven't changed. So they're eating that cost. They're not passing it on.
Wow.
Go to Waffle House. Same.
Yeah.
I guess they're hoping it just
Goes away.
passes by.
Wow.
Hold on. Yeah. A year later, the price of a dozen eggs skyrocketed to $5.46.
Yeah.
That price beat the previous record high during $3.09 during the pandemic. The avian flu has killed nearly 40 million hens since February of 2021. 5% of the U.S. chicken flock, and 4% since 2021.
Wow.
Oh, egg production has declined. So until we can get these chickens over the flu, as soon as I get over this cold, I'm going to get on fixing the chickens.
Yeah, you've been sick for you have the avian flu.
I do not have the avian flu.
No.
In Christmas week, they cost $3.99 for a dozen eggs. Now, $6.49.
Isn't it good the baking season is over?
Baking season is over for the most part.
Yep.
So if you're wondering why, that's why. And can I tell you when the flu will be over? No, I cannot.
No.
I don't know how, though. The restaurants are just going to have to eat this cost.
Yeah.
Or is it more expensive to change your menu? Depends. This is if people still have the old school menus. You don't want to do all that.
No.
No. Because then you got to do it for every single thing.
Right.
If you did the QR code thing menu, though, change however you want. All right.
Avian flu.
This is some more sad news about Tommy Salami.
Is your mom still eating eggs? Or is she abstaining?
My mom would never eat again anything ever on earth except sweets. My dad likes eggs. My mom could give a shit.
Huh.
She doesn't care about real food anymore.
No?
No, she's like having a giant 5-year-old.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chocolates,
Oh, good.
candy.
Chocolates.
So FTX.
Uh-huh.
Moving on here. The Sam Bankman-Fried, the crypto excursion. We have finally found out how much Tom Brady, Giselle, and Robert Kraft lost with their little BFF. Yep. They were all prominent shareholders of FTX, which collapsed in a spectacular fashion in recent months, rocking the larger crypto industry. But Bitcoin's doing good, by the way, for anybody who's paying attention.
Yeah,
I have no idea why, but it's on the upswing again. Bankruptcy listings, major shareholders including Tom Brady, who owned more than 1.1 million shares. Yep.
Wow.
His ex-wife owned 686,000 shares. I don't think she cares.
No.
There's a picture of her jogging somewhere with the trainer guy that she's in love with, and she's way ahead of him. I'm like, dude, you can't even keep up to her jogging to give it up.
Totally.
Yeah. The one-time power couple who have since split were noteworthy boosters of FTX, which shelled out millions of dollars for marketing in the form of celebrity-laden commercials and expensive stadium sponsorships. They have their name on the stadium in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
FTX.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. There was Robert Kraft on here too. He had over 1 million shares.
Wow.
So, I don't know if they were given those or if they traded them to do the ads. Whichever way.
It's compensation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still going to have to pay taxes on it,
Right.
I would think. He's sitting in his parents' house waiting to go to jail, which, yeah, we'll see about that.
Right.
All right, termites. We're going to end on a feel-good story.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Well, it's feel-good for this person. I don't know how much of a feel-good it is for the rest of us.
Okay.
This is the kind of shit you wish you would happen to yourself. A man buys a $2 photograph, finds out it's worth $5 million.
What?
Bought it in a California thrift store.
Fantastic.
There used to be, in Hermosa Beach, there used to be this place called Antique Eddie's. And I don't really care about antique furniture because at the time I had a studio apartment and I only had 3 pieces of furniture from IKEA.
Right.
So it's not like I had the space or the room at the time. But he used to have boxes of old pictures in there. And I used to look at them and then I'd think, that's so sad because these are somebody's family.
Yeah.
And somehow they ended up in a thrift shop. Like, did the family die out and nobody wanted the pictures? It's weird.
Right.
I don't know that I would buy old-timey pictures. I don't know. I feel like it's not maybe the best look. But it certainly was for Randy Guijarro.
Ooh.
You might have heard the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words, but what about 5 million?
Wow.
Randy Giardo walked into a secondhand store in Fresno with no idea he would be walking out with a potential $5 million. I really just like the look of it. It's 4x5, a picture. It's a tin type, whatever that is. And it's a country scene. It's not till I put it under a magnifying glass and I thought, oh my God, what have we got going on? The $5 million photo in question depicts the infamous 1800s Wild West outlaw Billy the Kid with his girlfriend and fellow gang members.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
After a year of extensive research on the subject, he and his wife, Nancy, became historians by default to prove the validity of their find. We spent the next 4 years solid. Well, I would too if it's worth $5 million. Going at this, traveling through the Southwest, calling people, going to Western shows, talking to experts. A lot of people dismissed it out of hand because it's too unbelievable. Eventually, an auction house authenticated the photo and insured it for $5 million. The only other photo in existence believed to have been taken of Billy the Kid sold for $2.3 million in 2011.
Cool.
How crazy is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a picture of it. We'll put it in the schnotes.
Sure.
I don't know which one's Billy. These gang members, these ladies don't look like they're in a gang. They look like they're in the Missouri House of Representatives. Oh, a callback. Boom.
Nice.
All right, termites. I will see you termites down the road. Let's see. St. Pete, Orlando, Parks Casino after that. And then after that, the Ryman. Vegas, yeah. Talking Stick Phoenix.
Yep.
I think that's standing room only. But you know what? It's a fun show to stand at. It's a wonderful venue.
Standing is by the bar.
Standing is right by the bar. Yeah, so you just pretend you're at a bar and standing there having fun. The Ryman, that's going to be so much fun.
And then a second show in New Orleans.
Second show in New Orleans we added. A second show in Boston we added. And then added Memphis. So many things.
Yeah.
Just running around like crazy, termites.
Stay tuned.
Tom Brady has been put to his night-night.
Sad time.
Night-night, termite. Everybody should have to say it to Tom.
Oh.
I don't want him to go another year. It's getting stupid. Don't embarrass yourself.
He'll be back.
Night-night, termite.
Oh.
Yeah. If he comes back, I'll relight it. What's he going to do now? He lost his wife.
Right. He's got a girlfriend.
He's got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she wears his jersey 12, which is also her age. Oh, thank you. I'll be here a week. She looks very young. Good for Tommy, I guess, right? Oh, Tommy. That was just a terrible performance. I can't even get started on it. It was just not, I got all excited, got home after horrible travel. I'm like, well, you know what? I got football. This would be great.
Nope.
Boring. Terrible.
And you had to watch Jerry Jones be happy.
I had to watch Jerry Jones and every square-headed relative he has. They're like Russian dolls. There's millions of them. Don't ever think you're going to get rid of the Joneses because then his son looks like that, and then there's another. His son looks like that. There's the whole box full of them. But they're going to meet their maker, whether it's the Eagles or the 49ers. They ain't. I don't think they're the thing. But Ron says their stadium's really cool, and I would like to go one time.
Cool.
Yeah. He said Jerry Jones made the coolest place ever. It's the largest sports bar in the whole world. Sounds like fun. Yeah. All right, termites. I will see you down the road. I will see you here again next week. That's it. Night-night, termites.